Smell what the Rock is cooking.
Rock doesn't need a chair. Rock can just stand up and walk and stand on his own 2 feet that he has been on all day. You see, I'm actually not the Rock. I'm actually the man. And I am really the man. You cannot deny that at all. Yes, I may not be Dwayne. I may not have his muscles, maybe have string bean spaghetti arms, as my own father just told me. But I'm still the man. Got that straight? Got it. The man just burped. I hope you can excuse that. So this morning, the man wakes up. He stretches his arms. He gets up. He walks downstairs and makes himself a nice, delicious breakfast of pancakes. He then walks into his bedroom. He grabs his laptop, makes his bed, and goes downstairs. Flips on the TV, flips on one of his favorite baseball documentaries, and then he proceeds to edit a masterpiece of a wedding. The man gets some issues there. He gets some issues with the fact that there is some audio issues due to the groom bumping the mute button on his microphone. And because of that, the man himself had to adapt. And the man did. And he finished the video. The man hit export. He thought he would just sit around and wait. But then nope. The man got up. He jumped into his car. He drove 10 minutes through Robinson Township to go to the Montour Trail. Now, the man lives just 2 minutes up the street from the 0 mile marker. That's the beginning of the Montour Trail. The man drove all the way down to the 6 mile marker. He's not been down that far before. Well, not that often, at least. The man gets to the 6. He walks down to the 9, back to the 6 in about 2 hours, maybe? Because the man took his time. Because the man wanted to explore. He wanted to see the beautiful areas on a nice, cool afternoon in Pittsburgh. The man got back in his car. He drove up the hill, hopped in line for Chick-fil-A. Young lady walks to the window, asks the man what he wants to eat. The man says, "I'll take a chicken sandwich here, lady." He waits in line for a few extra minutes. Chick-fil-A is always busy, but it's productive. Gets to the drive-thru window, takes the food. The man says, "Thank you." The woman says, "My pleasure," because that's what you're supposed to say at Chick-fil-A, apparently. The man comes home. He eats his chicken sandwich. He eats his waffle fries. Then he sits down at his television to watch Big Bang and Young Sheldon, the new episodes on CBS tonight. The man also practiced some more of Shabs 3000, getting ready to record the next several levels tonight following this special stream. But the man also spent today preparing for his special live stream. You see, because on Tuesday night, October 16th, only on the USA Network, it is the man's father's birthday. But it's also the 1000th edition of Smackdown Live. So the man thought, why not this week take a break from the women's topics, as we have the women's pay-per-view Evolution in the month. In case the WWE has never mentioned it before, it takes place at the end of this month, the last Sunday of October, October 28th. Can't remember where it takes place. No, I've asked that how many times, but the man still gets memory loss. He forgets. The man made his list. He felt all set. But before he had to go live, he thought, I have to make an impression. I have to make this special. I gotta lay the Smackdown on my own live stream. So the man thought, well, the shades. He grabbed the microphone. He grabbed The Rock's music. But something was missing. The man then went to his drawers. He dug through his pajamas. He dug through his shorts. He dug through his underwear. And then he finally found in that one drawer of old shirts that he only wears to do like dirty work and housework and whatnot. I'm talking about, painting, cleaning. I'm not talking about the dirty stuff you do on his bed, sucker. Even though the man has never done that before, but that's getting a little too personal there. The man himself found a nice black tank top, threw it on, flexed the muscles, went downstairs to show his parents, yes, this is what I do to my viewers. I give them nice impressions as well. And my father looks at me and he says, you know what, I think you have the skinny arms, the spaghetti arms. And I said, want to say that again to me? He goes, sure. I said, it doesn't matter what you think. That is right. I stopped old Pops in his own 2 feet tracks. Went upstairs, pulled the same thing on my mother, did it to her. Then came marching upstairs, ate some raisins. There was a hard one in there that I had to spit out, and filled up his water with his Texans cup. So through all that mix of this whole entire day, from walking on the trail, to eating the raisins, to eating the chicken sandwich, to Big Bang and young Sheldon Cooper reunites his 4 best friend Tam, I am now here to say, finally, the man has come back to his bedroom, which means the man has come back to YouTube, which means that the man has come back to going live. And which also means, finally, the man in front of the millions has come ready to lay the Smackdown on this top 10 Smackdown special. Oh boy, that went very good. All right, I am here for real now. Yes. Guys, it was literally between this tank top or another white tank top I found in my drawers that said human energy on it. Long story, don't need to go into it, but I thought, you know what? This fit more so The Rock. And yes, I have nothing compared to what The Rock does. But all parties aside, what is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I'm coming at you live. And as you know, the man said, as The Rock mentioned, we are live for another top 10 special stream of the week. This will be my top 10 Smackdown moments of all time because, as I said before, next Tuesday on October 16th at 8/7 Central on the USA Network, I also WWE Network, we'll be having the 1000th episode of Smackdown. We're already advertised to see Undertaker, Evolution, Rey Mysterio. I believe we said Michelle McCool. I said it's Rey Mysterio, Batista. Well, of course, Batista's part of Evolution, and several others. Can't remember everybody off the top of my head right now. Will be there live. So hopefully, we should have a much better show we did from Raw 25. To be honest, guys, other than Stone Cold Steve Austin's hitting all the stunners like crazy, Raw 25 sucked. It absolutely sucked. Excuse me, and I still feel bad for those fans who went to Raw 25 in the Manhattan Center and barely get any time of the show there at all. That really sucked. But anyways, we are now going to go live and talk about these top 10 Smackdown moments. Now, my list, here's the problem I have with this list, is that, obviously I keep saying I'm a late bloomer fan, but I've been around for the most part where Smackdown was a very, very irrelevant show. It was just a recap show of Monday Night Raw until 2016. We got several good things. 2017, beginning of the year, we had some good things, but then it went to a slump. Had a few good things here and there, but it's picked up a little bit better recently as well. So my thing was I didn't know too many Smackdown moments, too far back. So I had to do some research. I wanted to I've seen like stories involved, pieces of some stories going by. I've seen a few of them in highlights, so I thought, you know what? I'll include some that I feel I can talk about. I will honestly take some honorable mentions. If anybody has anything to share in the live chat, we can gladly get those in there as well. So I'd say about half of these were more recent, good, and about the other half of them were, a little bit in the past. I feel like I can talk about a little bit. But the ones that are more so in the past that I didn't really get to experience, again, are not towards the top of my list. Only because, again, I just feel I can't appreciate them as much as probably some other people will. And some ones I've definitely seen recently on SmackDown Live, of course, not just regular SmackDown. Unfortunately, though, me imitating The Rock, I don't think I had anything on my list involving The Rock, unfortunately. But I had to do The Rock since we're laying the Smackdown on this live stream. But yeah, guys, and of course, I probably could have shaved also before I did this, but oh well, I'm going to shave after this. But let's go to the live chat and see who we got first before we get started on this top 10 special stream. We've got Lauren. What's up? Lauren? We also got Robbie in the live chat saying, remember, Mike, the Bella Twins are legendary. Yes, their bodies are legendary, but not their wrestling skills. If Cena and nice Rock entrance, thank you. If Cena and Rock aren't on SmackDown 1000 on Tuesday, she'll blow her shit. Ugh, no thanks. But Rock, I can maybe see not because of him being on the other side of the world with whatever film he's working on now. I've heard. I mean, if he can make it, it'd be awesome because of course he was a big part of the show. Cena, though, I definitely think he should also be a part of it as well, since he was just recently around. But who knows what we got there. But I definitely think those two should make an appearance as a surprise. At least keep Rock as a surprise, please. Don't spoil The Rock returning. I don't want to get a notification where you say, oh, The Rock's going to be on SmackDown Live 1000. Like, no, keep something for a surprise, please. And if anything, it's The Rock, please. Robbie says, why does Mike look like Dean Ambrose with this look? Actually, you're kind of right. I do kind of look like Dean Ambrose. Well, not as buff as he is, guys. I mean, I'm not really that strong looking. I mean, I'm not as much of a twig as I was. I've said how many times, but yeah, I guess with the beard, I kind of do look a little bit like Dean Ambrose. Pretty much. Lauren agrees. There's too many top 10 SmackDown moments to list, she claims. Well, at least there's a lot you can think of. Bravo on my entrance. Well, thanks. Again, I think it was probably one of my better entrances I've done yet. Of course, you might get some big heat, which I'm going to share later on, also in this list. So don't get too don't praise me too much. You'll probably boo me later. Finally, Robbie Kenobi has come back to the live streams. Well, it's good to have you back, Robbie. SmackDown Live needs to be a 3-hour show instead of Raw. Well, my opinion is, whichever show has better writers should write the 3-hour show, even though they both could be just 2 hours, really, in my opinion. And 2 hours is enough. 3-hour shows, even Triple H said that a 3-hour show is hard to write for. I mean, if you put both at 2 hours, maybe like a pay-per-view being 3 or 4 hours would feel even more special and not so drawn out. But I mean, I'm still for Raw going back to 2 hours. I mean, SmackDown going to 3. I still keep that at 2, but we'll see. Okay, she's giving me a few more names. Tori Michelle, Evolution, Teddy Long, Vicky Guerrero are advertised. I forgot about all of those. I should have done. Excuse me! Instead of my entrance, but nope, I had to do The Rock. So happy Robbie's back. Yes. Raw 25 sucked because they had no point. Yeah, Raw 25 walking out. We're here, and that's it. That's all it was. Or people sitting backstage playing cards. Other than that, there was really nothing special about Raw 25. Well, again, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'll give credit that Roman Reigns and The Miz had a good Intercontinental Championship match there also. And then the DX segment with them it was pretty much a repeat of what happened with the Ascension on Old School Raw in 2015 with APA, I can't remember what other tag team was there. Maybe NWO, can't remember. And then DX come out. So we got the thoroughbreds and the racehorses. But I just got one question for you all. Who invited the jackasses? And that was it for the Ascension. But that's all I can remember from that. But yeah, they pretty much did that to the Revival at this episode of at Raw 25. SmackDown was good between 2000 and 2013, in her opinion. Went down to 24 2016. Some of 2017 started back up to 2016 and 2018, definitely. Is Eva Marie's wardrobe malfunction on your list, Mike? I didn't even think of that. I should have added that one to the list. I forgot about that one, but that's an honorable mention. Too bad Eva Marie was bad WWE. She was, but she definitely had her moments. SmackDown's best years were definitely 04, 05, 07, 09, 16, and 17. Well, I say part of 2017. I meant blow my shit like go crazy. Yeah, I know. I was joking around. Cena could be a surprise, which I would find, and maybe Christian also. Maybe Christian would be a surprise if saying apparently Edge is also advertised. If Edge is advertised, awesome. I mean, maybe I thought first maybe they would surprise us with both Edge and Christian. Of course, the past. Hopefully, if they do come back, they have a good show, because the last couple Peep Show segments I remember, most of them weren't too good. Because the ones I can remember, the two recent ones I can remember probably remind me of a few more. I remember the one, the last Raw of 2014, the segment where Seth Rollins pretty much forced Cena to bring back the Authority again. If the Authority was going to come back, I would like to have done like a more better way. It just looked weak and too forced, I thought. And also, from this thing with Fastlane in 2016, yeah, the Peep Show segment with the New Day. I'm sorry, that segment sucked. All it did was set up a feud between New Day and the League of Nations, aka the League of Jobbers. So hopefully they do get a better segment this time. I thought they had another one. I can't remember when it was. It probably was not as bad. But I can't remember when it was. If you guys remember, write me in the live chat. Let's see here. Let's see here. Do you think Matt Hardy will be on Tuesday? Not sure. He could show up too. This is Rambo. I'm eating cherry Garcia ice cream. Cherry Garcia ice cream. But that still sounds yummy. Couldn't believe how bad Raw 25 was. Same here. Becky Lynch saying, "Screw you," and calling Charlotte a bitch definitely makes his list. Oh, man, yes. Becky being a badass, except when she walks away from fights. Did you hear the arena at Raw 25 where DX Takeover, where no one showed up and wanted a refund, and JR and Lawler fell asleep? Yeah, I heard about that. I don't blame them. People pay like $800 for those tickets. She thinks Lillian Garcia should be at SmackDown 1000 too. Sure. Someone's thirsty. You bet. Stone Cold needs to be a surprise too. He could. Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit were awesome. I hope they do some type of tribute. Well, they wouldn't do one to Chris Benoit, but at least do one to for Eddie Guerrero, I'd say, on SmackDown, which would be great to see. Steph should show up at SmackDown Live 1000 since she was GM. I do agree. I would not be upset with Stephanie McMahon showing up for SmackDown Live 1000. Mark Henry, maybe, yeah. The Peep Show is bad, like Edge's show with better. Did you hear Braun Strowman walked right away from a fight? Oh, quote my tweet. Braun Strowman on Raw this past week. Braun freaking Strowman walked away from a fight. Yes. Taz, sure. I like to see Taz as well show up at SmackDown Live 1000, great on commentary, whatnot. But yeah, I think keep the stuff coming to live chat, guys. I'm gonna get rolling here as I give you my top 10 SmackDown moments of all time, and I probably should fix this to top 10 in the title. It says just top SmackDown moments of all time. But I'll fix that afterwards because we're gonna get rolling here. Now, this list again, I'd say about half of these are more recent. Half of these are probably a little bit earlier as well. I mean, some stuff I feel like I could probably see a little bit more of it, but I feel I can give a good reasonable talk about it, so we can put it on my list. Now, some of these may seem a little weak again, but some of them I'm sure will come out great. So I'm pretty happy with this top 10 list. So let's get right rolling here. Number 10. was from last November. Now, this one, again, was kind of a weak pick, but I more so picked it because of, it was a nice little surprise for us as well, based off of, everything that, the Nature Boy himself had been through. But a recent thing on SmackDown that I thought that I will remember, I thought, was when Charlotte Flair won the SmackDown Live Women's Championship off of Natalya. The match was all right, but the moment after the match, Charlotte wins the title, and afterwards we see Ric Flair make his return. It was the first time we had seen Flair since end of last summer, early last fall. He got diagnosed. I forgot what he was sick with, but he was not doing pretty good for a while. And one point I remember some people thought that the Nature Boy may be on his last days, but that did not happen. Thank goodness. It took him some time to recover, but also I mean. Yeah, they could have done a little bit of a story to, make it feel a little bit more warming, not just like, Dad's here and we're fine. Because the last time we had seen Charlotte and her father have any moments together, Charlotte pretty much, told him just to go away pretty much. But of course, Charlotte getting to SmackDown Live turned face, and then everybody's good with her again, such as Becky Lynch and even her father. But I personally just put this on this list because I remember this was a moment that it was good to give the Nature Boy a nice reception after what he had been through recently with him being sick and whatnot, and him coming back to on SmackDown, like to honor his daughter for winning a championship once again, and then also just make an appearance and say, hey, I'm good, guys. So number 10, you can just say woo. So yeah, not really one of the best ones. There's several others that I could probably could have put on over top of this one, but I had to put that one on again because it was just a moment that I wouldn't forget. So that's number 10 is Ric Flair returning after being ill for a while after Charlotte wins the SmackDown Live Women's Championship on SmackDown in 2017. Number 9 was from 2013. It was the week where The Shield was feuding with The Undertaker. I believe on Raw, I think it was. I can't remember for sure, but the Shield had been calling out The Undertaker. The Undertaker appeared in a 6-man tag match, I believe, with Team Hell No, and then on SmackDown, we got SmackDown. The Undertaker also appeared in a match with Dean Ambrose of The Shield, which apparently I look like him. So I got to face The Undertaker at one point in my career. Just kidding. But the match happened, and after the match, I can't remember who won was all the matches. Can't remember if it was a disqualification. Probably was like a disqualification of some sorts. Afterwards, the Shield did like a vicious beatdown on Undertaker and sent Undertaker through a table as well. It was pretty much Taker being written off until next WrestleMania season, pretty much. But it was right at the beginning. I mean, again, I'm going to still say it. Not been pleased with how the Shield's been booked, even though, Rollins and Ambrose put on a great tag match with Ziggler and McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. That match was awesome. I'll give credit. I thought their 6-man tag match at Super Showdown was decent. It wasn't the greatest 6-man tag match I've seen from the Shield before. I thought it was decent. The match on Raw this past week was not bad either. So even though they're being booked bad, give them credit. They're still putting on good matches. Excuse me. For the most part, this is still the beginning stages of the Shield, being introduced and whatnot as who they are. This big SWAT team coming in, just wreaking havoc on the main roster. And of course, I think like this was a big exclamation point for them as well. This was around the time where I think they won the tag titles off of Team Hell No, and also I think when Dean Ambrose started his run. Well, I hate to say this, but one weak part about this show was Dean Ambrose's U.S. title run, because how often did Dean really defend that title? Honestly, not really too often. So the U.S. title was kind of forgivable, because I remember in 2014, and even though Sheamus was, like a U.S. champion as well, I remember it was weird for me seeing the U.S. title get defended on a pay-per-view. I think the first one I remember was at Payback in 2014, defended it against Cesaro. Cesaro probably should have won it there. I'm just like, geez, it feels weird this time actually gets defended, whatnot. But I think that little mini feud with the Undertaker they had in 2013, and it's them getting to put down the Undertaker, triple power bomb him or sorry, as Roman Reigns said in a backstage interview, triple double powerbomb, whoa, or whatever the heck he said after WrestleMania 30. I think that was an exclamation point also with the rise of the Shield as well. So that's why that is my number 9 is the Shield's encounter with the Undertaker on SmackDown in 2013. That is my number 9. Number 8 is a cash-in that happened on SmackDown. In 2017, it was Baron Corbin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No way. Don't worry, guys. That's not the last time we'll be firing shots in this stream. Just you guys wait. Just you guys wait. You guys will be booing me out of the building, be disowning me in this live stream, thinking that's it. I'm out of here. But just you wait. Anyways, number 8 is when Edge cashed in on The Undertaker in 2007. I think the day before was so Edge had taken the Money in the Bank briefcase since Mr. Kennedy was put on the shelf due to an injury. Although what sucked was Kennedy was not going to be out for as long as they thought, which he could have kept the Money in the Bank briefcase. As I said before, the long-term plan was for him to be Mr. McMahon's illegitimate son, win the championship, and then have a WrestleMania match with Triple H where Triple H would dethrone him and pretty much, take over sole possession of the company. And, Vince McMahon would be revealed to not be dead and whatnot. Of course, that story got blown up because of the death of Chris Benoit. Anybody. But this is one of the first cash-ins we'll have on an episode of SmackDown because Edge previously did cash in the year before on John Cena after New Year's Revolution, but Edge got the briefcase off of Kennedy, and he, cashed it on Undertaker, and just free one of the more earlier cash-ins. And I know probably not one of the best cash-ins, not one of the most well-known cash-ins of all time, but in terms of like SmackDown, because who else would cash on SmackDown besides Jack Swagger on Chris Jericho? I'm not gonna remember that. Maybe Punk on Edge. I can't remember if Punk cashed in on Edge in 2008 or not. But Edge, obviously, and it was kind of, the start also of the long feud between Edge and The Undertaker. Because from 2007 to 2008, they had a good series of matches, and they worked very well together. Of course, that all culminated at SummerSlam 2008 when they had the Hell in a Cell match. But yeah, so I think, it was still, the start of a big feud between those two. And, it was one of the earlier cash-ins as well. So that's why I want to include on my list at number 8 when Edge cashed in Money in the Bank on The Undertaker on SmackDown in 2007. 2 more, and I'll check the live chat. Number 7 was a segment during a really good feud that was the last of this person's career until they returned just about a year and a half ago to the WWE at WrestleMania 33. But Jeff Hardy and CM Punk, their feud, and CM Punk firing the shots at Jeff Hardy. Now, here's the thing. CM Punk is known for that pipe bomb, right? The one on June 27th, 2011, I believe it was. Well, CM Punk had, if you want to go back to pipe bombs, CM Punk really laid it into Jeff Hardy in this feud. Again, it started out as like a face-on-face feud because Punk cashed it on Hardy. It's more so, hey, you had the title. I just came after you with it. But then Punk slowly started crawling up the skin of Jeff Hardy. And Punk started getting into, personal stuff about Jeff, about his drug issues and whatnot, how he drinks, smokes, does all that, to say how you're perfect, whatnot, and just pretty much, getting like good heel heat on him because make us realize, Jeff Hardy may be the baby face here, but he's not perfect. He's done some things wrong, and the kids look up to Jeff Hardy, but they don't look up to CM Punk, who is straight edge, doesn't drink alcohol. As he says, alcohol's never touched my lips. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't do drugs. And it was mentioned, it was shown in his promo for his Chris Jericho match, WrestleMania 28, which Robbie, I know you're thinking, hit me in the head, Punk! Hit me in the head! Your father's a drug, Punk! Your father's a drug! But he says, my addiction is wrestling. But yeah, it's just it was him pretty much just really just like laying it into Jeff Hardy and just gaining great heel heat. And what's great about heels also is sometimes they do make us think a little bit too whenever they're speaking some truth. Yes, Jeff Hardy obviously is not perfect. He was suspended twice. He had 2 strikes. He says, "Hey, when are you going to get your 3rd strike?" And he says the best you can do is come back by saying that you've never had to go to rehab or whatnot. You've been able to take care of this yourself. Even though in the long run, him and Matt did have to go to rehab. If you did watch the WWE 24 special on them, which was an emotional one, but a really good one, I definitely recommend checking out. But I think, before the pipe bomb, this was some of CM Punk's best work. I mean, even the Straight Edge Society was great too, but unfortunately, that was a little underutilized, the Straight Edge Society. But I think, if anything, this is one of Punk's better promos, like before the summer of Punk. So I had to include on my list here, my number 7 is CM Punk pretty much dissing on Jeff Hardy about his real life drug issues and whatnot. That is my number 7. Number 6 is the Doctor of Thugonomics himself, John Cena, in his debut on SmackDown in 2000. I believe it was June. I can't remember the exact date. Sometime in June of 2002, I remember though. Maybe it was June 25th. Maybe I can't remember the exact date. No, probably not the 25th. Maybe like 28th. I can't remember. If you remember, leave that down in the live chat, please. But Kurt Angle issued an open challenge, and out came John Cena. Again, people didn't really know. Well, probably people knew who he was, but he came out there, and Kurt Angle's like, "Who in the hell are you? I'm John Cena." Like, why do you think you can accept this challenge? What you bring to the table that can outdo me? And he just goes, and Cena has that like seething, hungry look on his face, short, messed up hair a little bit, but he just goes, "Ruthless aggression," and then just clocks Kurt Angle right in the face, and they have a match. I can't remember who won, of course, but it's a moment, of course, again, love or hate John Cena. Yeah, again, my thing is I'm neutral about him. I'm not the biggest John Cena fan, but I'm not the biggest John Cena hater. I respect him, but I do understand why people definitely don't like him at times. But it was definitely the start of a long, illustrious career for him as well. And I personally think it's one of the more well-known debuts on SmackDown as well, which is why I included on my list at number 6. John Cena's debut, and of course, confronting Kurt Angle, starting off their feud there. Of course, this was John Cena as the Doctor of Thugonomics. He turned to be should be the big superhero that he was. Superman, superhero, you would call him the ultimate good guy and whatnot. Yes, again, his character sometimes gets on people's skins, but again, give the guy credit. He has cut some pretty good promos, kind of involved with one a little bit later on in this list as well for some more recent stuff that have more towards the top of my list. But definitely this debut started it all. And I think a lot of people will remember it. That's why it is my number 6 on this list is John Cena's debut in 2002. Check to go through the 10 to 6 first. Now check the live chat. Number 10 was when Charlotte won the title and Ric Flair returned for the first time since being sick in 2017. Number 9 was Undertaker and the Shield feud in 2013. Number 8 was the Edge cashing in on Taker in 2007. Number 7, CM Punk shooting on Jeff Hardy's drug issues in 2009. And number 6 is John Cena's debut in 2002. Let's go to the live chat. Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Let's check the live chat. We got right here. CM Punk. Ooh, I forgot that was on SmackDown. CM Punk singing Happy Birthday to Rey Mysterio's daughter in 2010. Happy birthday to you. AJ Styles wins a title in November of in November 2017 or Charlotte's title win in your top 10. I mean, AJ's title win was great. It pretty much saved us all. But again, I more so put Charlotte's in there because of Ric Flair appearing for the first time and how long since being sick. Like, hey, I'm here, guys. I'm well. Sorry, not a fan of Flair. No worries. Oh, I should have included this one. James Ellsworth beat AJ Styles 3 times. Duh! And the last time he got his chinless face smashed into the steel post. Let's see here. Cena's promo on Ambrose and Styles was awesome too. Maybe we'll get to that one shortly. Boo the Woo. What about Orton destroying Bray's home? You know what? I actually was this close to putting that on this list. I mean, make sure I don't sound like a hypocrite for saying this. No, I don't. But I was gonna put this. Joey, quit texting me. My cousin's texting me like 50 million things right now. Thank me for apparently helping her with the video thing. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna put Orton destroying Bray Wyatt's house on this list. The only reason why I didn't is because it just led to. I mean, that segment was great. Don't get me wrong, but it led to the downfall of the feud, I thought, and that's why I didn't include it on the list. I mean, I almost did, but then I'm like, I wasn't too sure. But that was definitely awesome as well. Like, if that was, I mean, here's the thing though. I keep hearing rumors that apparently that was not how they were going to have Randy Orton turn on Bray Wyatt. But once again, things got messed up because of the John Cena and Nikki Bella proposal. Because originally I heard that Orton was supposed to win the Royal Rumble all along, but that was when he was going to turn on Bray Wyatt in the Rumble match. They would have, instead of having Orton facing Harper at Elimination Chamber, he was going to face Wyatt, beat Wyatt there, and AJ Styles was supposed to AJ Styles was supposed to drop the title to Undertaker, and then Cena eliminates Taker from Chambers, setting up their match, which I don't know who Roman Reigns would have faced. And Orton would have taken the title off of Styles at WrestleMania 33 to eventually put over what should have been Rusev, but instead it was Jinder My Balls. But yeah. What about Orton? Punk's heel turn, that one was on there already. Shield gets defeated by Team Hell No and Orton. That's right. That match took place, and they're also forgot about that one. Orton burning down the Wyatt family compound was definitely savage. Again, despite the fact that it led to the downfall of the feud, it was definitely still awesome. Taker versus Orton feud, forgot about that. Edge cash Money in the Bank, got that. Vicky announcing Taker's return in 2008. That was also a mind blower. Also, Stephanie becoming GM, sure. The wedding of Billy and Chuck. I probably got to look that one up again. I don't remember that one. Cena's rap battles. I'm sure those were awesome. I was thinking of that. Daniel Bryan dumping AJ. Oh, AJ Lee. Yeah, it would been awesome. Hey, Nick, that's my Nick Furchek is my cousin, by the way, guys. Nick, what's up, bro? Nice to have you in the live chat. What's up tonight? Of course, having his Broncos logo there, but don't worry about your Broncos too much there, brother. Orton versus AJ, that match was pretty good. Although the thing about though was, once again, AJ Styles did earn that right to face Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. He went through all the loops. But then Orton burns down the house and wants his spot back. It was a little bit weird, but that match was still great. Daniel Bryan calling Big Show a bastard after he accidentally injured AJ Lee. Ooh, I forgot about that one because that was right around the time where Daniel Bryan cashed in and slowly turned heel, pretty much. But yeah, that was good as well. Christian's heel run in 2011 was not too bad. Nick says, I'll be waiting. Hopefully you're still waiting, bro. The Rock coming up with the name Smackdown, which of course is what it is. Edge cashing on Taker's on her list. Mr. Kane was supposed to be champion. He was demoted because he botched too much of that. And he also got suspended for violating the wellness policy. The Eddie and Ray feud. Yes, that was definitely most worthy as well because Eddie Guerrero just couldn't stand the fact he couldn't beat Ray. He did everything he could to beat the guy. Cena's new WWE spinner belt speech, I did not see that. Brothers of Destruction reuniting in 2006. I have not seen that segment, but I'm pretty sure it was awesome. Chris Jericho calling Cesaro and Sami Zayn stupid idiots in 2016. Anybody he called stupid idiots in 2016 was awesome. Divas contest, and we just watching them. Orton and Christian feud wasn't too bad. Hall of Pain, of course, with Mark Henry. Vince's heel heat on SmackDown during his feud with Stephanie. Oh goodness, I actually saw the highlights of that I Quit match he had with Stephanie. Oh, that was, I mean, effective, but just brutal to watch. Choking out Stephanie with that pipe. I'm like, you're serious. AJ and Lesnar, AJ Lee. Oh, that's right, the pipe bomb on the Bellas. I think we need to break something here to the Bellas. Talent is not sexually transmitted. Oh man, burn! That was awesome. Cena's face turn before Survivor Series 03. Haven't seen that yet. Angle as a heel GM. Interesting. Yeah, I know you did that. Heel Punk in 09 was on her list. Cena's debut was on June 27th. I was like, God, thanks for clarifying that. And Orton's was on April 25th, 2002. Okay. And Cena's Thugonomics gimmick was from 03 to 05. Yes. Booker T on commentary in 2011 was not bad. 2016 draftees, for the most part, decently. What? BO7T, I'm not sure what you're talking about. What about the tag match in 09 with DX, Cena versus Punk and Legacy? Not sure if I've seen that one, but it sounds pretty interesting. With Taker in the match. I'm not sure if I've seen that one. Orton and Wyatt win the tag titles was good. Good point on the Orton and Bray feud. Should have happened too. Would have had more of a story. Yeah, I mean, I was just pulling forward to at least put over Bray Wyatt in some ways, but it just made Bray Wyatt like a paper championship. I mean, I was personally hoping it would have resulted in a double turn for Bray Wyatt, but unfortunately it didn't work, and then Wyatt's career went downhill. Edge cheating on Vicky, that was a burn. Nikki and Natty feud was awesome. Yes, the Bryan and Orton feud. You're talking about the one on the one like in the summer 2013 before Orton turned heel, referring to the feud afterwards, of course. But either way, those were both good. Michelle McCool heel turn. Can't remember exactly when she turned heel, but I'm sure it was good. Chris versus Orton feud was not bad. Cena and JBL was okay, but I felt like it was a little bit overdone. Nikki Bella and Natty's feud last year was awesome, especially when Natty slammed Nikki's face on the glass during Talking Smack. That was brutal. And like, I like how Cena came in on the episode, was talking about her. He's like, oh no, Nicole got hurt. And he's watching the replay. He's like, oh, well, that's not good. I'm going to check on my lady right now. Yeah, the Nikki and Natty, again, as I said before, if it was 2015, you could not pay me a nickel to see a Nikki and Natty match. But I was into that feud big time. Of course, it did result in Becky Lynch being champion, but not being the team captain on for SmackDown Live for some reason, which instead it was Nikki. I mean, I understand it kind of went along with the story with Nikki and Natalya, but could have at least given Becky the shot of being captains for being champion and whatnot. But thank you guys for something live chat. Let's go back to my top 5. I guess Nick checked out. I had to text him about that later and say, bro, why'd you check out, man? But yeah, that guy named Nicholas in my live chat, that's my cousin. He's like my little brother more though. But anyways, back to my top 10. We're in the top 5 now. Now, these first 2 a little bit further back. The top 3 are more recent though. And I can't wait to get into them, especially one I know you guys are going to give me so much heat for. My number 5, Remembering Eddie Guerrero. The SmackDown episode of November 18th, 2005, which I believe was the same day Eddie passed away. I looked at the highlights for this night. I remember Batista, did a tribute to Eddie, driving out Eddie's car. He would always do his entrance, giving his little speech about Eddie to start the show. He drove out. Here and there, we had people having saying stuff about Eddie. I think Chavo Guerrero had a match at JBL because apparently Eddie was never able to beat JBL. But afterwards, backstage, like kind of like out of character moment where JBL does praise Eddie Guerrero in some ways as well. A couple other people did other things, the tribute to Eddie Guerrero, and of course the show ended with a match between Triple H and Chris Benoit, which I'm sure was pretty great as well. Afterwards, Triple H and Chris Benoit, emotionally embrace as, again, the show was just a big tribute to Eddie, which was definitely awesome. Eddie, definitely was somebody else that I wish I could have been able to see wrestle live and whatnot. And of course, we all know how the close relationship he had with Chris Benoit and their moment at WrestleMania 20, where after they each won their titles, they came out at the end of the show after the main event and just, hoisted them up in victory as two friends, to celebrate, as, two fresh faces. As, Eddie earlier had to go on to, well, even though it led to a terrible match between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg at WrestleMania 20, but Eddie, of course, had to beat Brock Lesnar and win the championship at Elimination Chamber or No Out, whatever it was called. But of course, they also have the same of like, Ed, no matter what Eddie did, he was always charming. You always just loved what he did. He would cheat. He would just be sneaky, do whatever he had to do to win the championships, but you just couldn't help but just love what he did. I mean, even the stuff with Rey Mysterio, that feud, again, just similar to the fact that he just could not beat Rey and going as far as trying to get custody of his own sons. Like, I did hear, like, the story of, like, Eddie owning Rey's son in real life was not true, of course. I remember there was something else involved in Eddie's life that kind of, like, tied into it a little bit that was true in some ways. I can't remember what exactly, maybe someone with a drug issue, can't remember what it was. But yeah, again, just another amazing talent gone way too soon. But I just watched the highlights and I just thought it was a great tribute to Eddie Guerrero for the episode of Smackdown they did on November 18th, 2005. That's why I had to include that whole entire show on my list. So number 5, Remembering Eddie Guerrero, November 18th, 2005. Number 4, I haven't seen the whole match, but I've seen the highlights of it, and I've seen these guys have matches on WrestleMania and SummerSlam, of course. But these two had an Iron Man match on SmackDown in 2003. Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. These two guys, again, has put on amazing chemistry together when they're in the ring. Of course, at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar decided to, take a little chance there and do a shooting star press, almost kill himself pretty much, which would not have been good if that happened. The match, I believe at one point, I think it was Angle or whichever one. I think Brock won the match. Angle was up like 5-2 at some point or something. They had a good sized lead over the other, or maybe the opposite way around. Again, I apologize. I don't remember everything about it, but it was definitely, I gotta give this recognition, one of the better matches on SmackDown to take place. And I believe Brock won the match also. So back in the days where Brock actually, was credible and people, appreciate his work, and not now where he's just a lazy son of a gun sitting on his couch at home, only shove wherever he wants to just for the money. Thank God he doesn't have the championship anymore. Of course, what Prince describes him as the meme of Brock Lesnar reading a magazine backstage. But I still think that is personally one of the best matches to take place on SmackDown in history. And we've had a couple others recently that probably could have taken place as well. But yeah, so that's why it's my number 4 on this list. Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle in the Iron Man match for the world title in 2003. I'm sorry. Let's check the live chat before we get to the top 3. Let's see here. I think we were here. Tori's bikini contest, don't remember there. AJ Styles' assault on Shane McMahon. I was this close to putting that on this list because I was actually there that night. That was in Pittsburgh. I was at that episode of SmackDown where, of course, AJ Styles was trying to confront Shane McMahon because, he did everything he had to do to get that one-on-one rematch. He'd been asking for a championship for how long? And then Randy Orton burns down someone's house and he gets his opportunity right back. And he went after Shane McMahon and attacked him in that parking lot or a garage. And, of course, afterwards, they had that abrupt ending with AJ Styles doesn't have an opponent for WrestleMania. He does now. But, yeah, I was at that show live. That was an okay episode of SmackDown. I remember it wasn't one of the strongest they had during that run. Was still worth going to. I didn't stay for 205 Live. Of course, that's when 205 Live sucked. But yeah, that's definitely a good one as well. Because again, I was there that night. Again, I only been to 2 SmackDowns, like in live attendance. That one, and then of course, as I always say, my first ever WWE event. I wasn't even really a full-time fan, but I just went along, tagging along with some friends. 2012, the Raw and SmackDown Christmas tapings. Alberto Del Rio kills Santa, and also the Great Khali is the world's tallest Christmas elf. And I thought I was when I was Hermie in my school's Christmas play senior year of high school. But apparently it's a Great Khali now, so he ruined that title. But yes, AJ and Styles going through the window. Teddy Long's tag team matches. Holla holla playa. Definitely can't forget about those. They'll look forward to seeing what hopefully he puts on a pretty good tag team match. Holla holla playa. On Tuesday. So we know we're going to be getting one of those for sure with Teddy Long is showing up. But yeah. Now, getting to my top 3. And these 3 are more recent because they're ones I feel I can appreciate more than the ones I mentioned. I mean, there's a couple other ones I would honorable mention on this list that I was going to put on there. Again, Orton and Wyatt burning down the Wyatt family comment was good again, but like I said, it did lead to a downfall of the feud, but it was still, a great segment. I consider also putting Rhino scoring Chris Jericho through the set. I almost also include on this list Kurt Angle and Stephanie McMahon and their little fling going on in 2000. There was a couple other ones I'm trying to remember that I almost put on this list. What I saw in the past, cannot remember. That match, I mean, Laura mentioned it with the Shield taking on Team Hell No and Randy Orton. That was another good possibility as well. There's a couple others I cannot remember what exactly they were, but those definitely good matches as well. But let's move on, of course, to the top 3 now. And this time I will wait. I will check the live chat for my number 1. But my number 3 was in 2016. It was a promo that kind of started up the feud for the triple threat match at No Mercy. That, of course, that or the IC title should have been the main event of No Mercy. I was hoping it would have been Ziggler or Miz since it was career versus title. It was Orton and Wyatt, which, yeah, Harper returned. Match was all right, but didn't think it should have been main event. But that triple threat match at No Mercy between AJ Styles, John Cena, and Dean Ambrose. This guy all started, and this was one hell of a promo. Let's put it that way. And I think it was right before. I can't remember. I think it was the week before, the same night as when Dean Ambrose beat John Cena clean on SmackDown. And it also showed that there didn't have to be a babyface dynamic, like no respect, like. All 3 of these guys showed like no remorse or any respect towards any of them, and this guy all star. And he was even what got me more was I'll get to in a second. So I can't remember what exactly was said, but AJ Styles is out there demanding pretty much a rematch. Well, Dean Ambrose pretty much demanded a rematch from AJ Styles because AJ Styles beat Dean Ambrose when the referee was not looking at Backlash with a low blow. And he beat Ambrose. I mean, yes, it was a heel tactic, but he did it all himself. Like he outsmarted Ambrose pretty much. John Cena came out, and he at first was going after AJ, I believe it was, but then Cena, I forgot, like Ambrose was saying something else, but then Cena just like for the first time, like went after someone like another baby face, like on his own, like he wasn't provoked or anything. He just got right into Ambrose's face just like that, like right away. It's like, whoa, like hold on here. It's like, I haven't seen this side of Cena ever. Like obviously, he was determined to prove himself. He had suffered that loss to AJ Styles, and he just wanted to, prove that, he could still, be the guy he was pretty much. But I just remember, the 3 that were just throwing shots at each other, and Cena, for the first time in a long time, he did not look like he was the strongest person in the ring, which was okay because he still looked good, but he made like AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose like $1 million more bucks. But that moment I still won't forget again was when Ambrose and like Styles were doing their thing, but then Cena kind of like stepped right in between them. And you think WWE logically, Cena's a babyface. He'd go right after the heel and tear him to shreds first before the babyface, this whole respect thing and then whatnot. No, Cena went straight after Ambrose first and started tearing him to shreds. That was a whole brah line as well that he said as well when they were firing the shots at each other. But I just really like how it set up like all the heat between all 3 of them set up for that triple threat match at No Mercy. And again, it was to me, for the first time in a while, it showed a different side of John Cena. I'm just like, whoa. Like, I literally, as soon as Cena got on Ambrose's face, like, whoa. I was not expecting that at all. But it was definitely in like the rankings, one of my top segments of 2016, I remember as well. But I just remember just being like damn, like this like there was the shots were fired and everything. So that is one of my favorite segments there. Now there is another segment involving Cena that I wanted to put on this list, but I didn't because it kind of tied in with something else on this list. But I will mention that in my honorable mentions in a little bit. But that was my number 3 is John Cena, AJ Styles, and Dean Ambrose taking shots at each other in 2016, setting up their triple threat match for No Mercy in 2016. Number 2 was from this year, Daniel Bryan's return. The night he returned. Now, what would have made this more special, what probably would have made this number 1, is if they didn't announce it ahead of time. Yeah, maybe thinking logically, maybe WWE just didn't want, Daniel Bryan to be taking, offense and whatnot, and people thinking, wait, he's not clear to compete. And maybe some people could have gone after it or something. I don't know what it is, but I wish they would not have announced it ahead of time before the show that Daniel Bryan was clear. I wish they would have surprised us during the show in some ways with it. But still, either way, this return was still, unbelievable. Again, Daniel Bryan had to retire in 2016 because of his concussion issues. And he told that simple story of how Brie, pushed him to even, keep trying to get cleared because it was obvious that WWE's doctors were the only ones not clearing him. And I listened to because he was interviewed on Talk is Jericho not long after he was cleared. And I can't remember what he said, but one of the doctors, called him after he retired. He's like, what happened? Like he honestly thought that Daniel Bryan was going to be good until he went to that one doctor that found that small, little thing in his brain that caused his post-concussion seizures and whatnot. And of course, Bryan, again, he mentioned before, he hated being SmackDown GM because he just hated sitting there. He wanted to be in the ring wrestling. So he kept trying to get himself clear. And then when I started getting around that time, that's why they started up that tension between him and Shane McMahon, because there wanted to be something going in case if he could either wrestle or if he couldn't wrestle in some way for him to be written off the show when his contract expired. That way he can go back to wrestling in New Japan, or I know he wrestled in England and whatnot, and just anywhere else on the indies, set up for either way, whatever it had to come. And of course, he talked over with Vince McMahon and stuff, and he talked to doctors. And again, he saw a lot of he was given a couple doctors to go to, and they all said, you're cleared. And they finally cleared him the night before. It was back in SmackDown in March. And I think, again, I've heard also, apparently, after each, every match that Bryan has, or any segment he has where, things get physical, he has to go back and just, get concussion tests just to make sure. And if he doesn't, he has to pay some type of fine or something like that, which I think is fair game, especially, I'll do this, but as long as you can do this, as long as you do that. I think it's fair game for him because, again, this guy just, he wants to wrestle, and he was not going to sit around and not just let the opportunities just pass by. And again, it's still personally one of my favorites, but again, if they would have surprised us a little bit more with it, it probably would have been my number 1, but it wasn't quite my number 1. I had to give something else my number 1 that I actually really enjoyed recently on SmackDown, but I'll get to that in just a second. Let's check the live chat one more time before I get to my number 1. I'm not sure if you guys will like this, but we will see what happened. I think we got here. Orton versus Wade Christmas street fight. Can't remember the street fight. I do remember, though, the segment where Orton and Barrett were beating down each other, and that's when Barrett threw Orton down the steps. Of course, when Orton returned a few weeks later, they got into a brawl again, and he RKO'd Barrett on top of a car and threw him, dumped garbage on him and whatnot. That was pretty funny. Sexy Kurt. I'm just a sexy Kurt. Sexy Kurt. Marty Jannetty still can't walk. I can't remember that one. I'll skip over that a little bit, Robbie. Maybe we might be getting that one shortly. Not sure. Orton's heel turn 2018. Yes, definitely. The triple threat promo was lit. Orton destroying Jinder's homecoming and bashing his hometown in 2017. I try to forget about Jinder Mahal, period. But T's debut in 2015 was good. Daniel's return wasn't as exciting. Could have been a surprise. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Maurice going, no, I'm Nikki C. I'm the one wearing the hat. And then Maurice going, Bremo. Okay, we may be talking about that one shortly, maybe. Chris Jericho's return. Oh, that surprise return night after Battleground. That terrible pay-per-view in 2016. Remember that pay-per-view, guys? And then the first SmackDown afterwards, Chris Jericho made a surprise one-night return. I popped big time. Of course, it was just a one-night thing, but that was definitely awesome as well. Miz and Maurice and Nikki and Cena's promo, maybe better talk about that. JBL's champ was not bad. Shane being named commissioner was good. Ziggler's heel turn on Nakamura. I don't think Ziggler didn't turn on Nakamura. Ziggler turned on he attacked Kalisto when he turned heel with that super kick, which set up that feud for that weird 2-on-1 handicap match between Apollo Crews and Kalisto and Ziggler at Elimination Chamber. Del Rio and Orton feud in 2012 was all right. Rusev face turn was good. Paige's GM was definitely a surprise for sure. I was expecting that, but that was pretty good. Styles defeating Jinder was just a heroic moment, definitely. The crowd, of course, could have been a little bit more into the match, I thought. But that was still good, too, because they pretty much saved us all from seeing Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar in Survivor Series. That should have been a glorified squash match. And, yeah, Nakamura's debut on SmackDown was great, too, because they had Lee England Jr. playing the violin. Like that was an awesome way to debut Nakamura. Of course, it sent The Miz running off to Raw. I was going to put that on the list, but again, because Nakamura's run main roster has been, okay, but could be better because of how they set the bar with him in NXT being a megastar, I left it off the list. And yes, also Dolph Ziggler's eerie promo on Jerry Lawler. Ooh, again. That was brutal, but that was great, but it was brutal. Ziggler just had no sweat at all in that promo. Oh man, bring back that footage the night that Jerry got the heart attack. That was awesome. And the Orton and Taker feud. I mean, I've seen their matches. Again, I mean, I saw the SummerSlam match was all right. The WrestleMania match was great. But I haven't seen much else around that feud. Also, New Day and Usos feud was definitely amazing as well. I gotta give them credit. All right, guys. You ready for my number one? Let's get right into it. Number one. Let's go back to January 9th, 2015. All I can say is before I do a wardrobe change here really fast here, the last thing I will say is 10 bells being rung to remember 3 careers that had just been vacated. And then somebody comes out and somebody says, this person, good to see you again, brother. Be right back. Quick wardrobe change. Don't worry, I'll put back on the tank top after this. Gosh, I haven't worn this shirt in so long. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see. Brother, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah, you know what? I'm not sorry. But look at you. You're all just so full of yourselves. Actually, you're full of something else. You are a sniveling fool full of sellout suffering succotash, son. Yeah, I know. That wasn't easy to say. My brother here, my so-called brother here, he's got donkey dongs for brains, son. Okay, all right. You know, okay, it's okay. What I'm trying to really say here is especially you, Robbie One Kenobi. I'm gonna kick your ass. My number one segment on SmackDown Live history is Roman Reigns saying, "Suffering succotash." This promo was so great. It was on the January 9th, 2015 edition of SmackDown Live. It was great. Vince McMahon was backstage having a party going, "Oh, yeah, suffering succotash, suffering succotash, suffering succotash." This guy's going to win the Royal Rumble in a few weeks. Daniel Bryan's going to get eliminated before Goldust and Shattered Dreams coming out. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be glorious. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to fall asleep before mentioning my number one. Yeah. So yeah, my number two was Daniel Bryan's return in 2018. Now, time for number one. My number one. This is actually a series of segments. Robbie actually just mentioned them in the live chat. Now, again, I'm sure these are probably not the greatest segments of all time from SmackDown Live. Like, it's probably going to be on anybody else's number one list. But again, late bloomer fan, can't appreciate some of those segments as much as the more recent ones. But that's why I got to give one of my favorite set of segments ever be taking place on SmackDown. Robbie mentioned them before. They were my segment. Well, besides the Festival of Friendship, they were my segment of the year from 2017. The Total Bellas bullshit lost footage. This was Miz and Maurice at their finest, just, picking fun at John Cena and Nikki Bella, just just raving about how, they think that they're the perfect couple, having everything they have in life. And John Cena is so stubborn, to propose to Nikki Bella, proposing all his big rules. Rule number one of John Cena's house is you do not enter John Cena's house. Nikki, I love you. I'm going to propose a question for you. I'm going to pop a question for you. Will you take your shoes off the table? And of course, we have Nikki Bella going, "Oh, John, I am Nikki Bella. I have the hat. Rebound." And then even my favorite was probably the segment where they had just a double date dinner in John Cena's house. And Maurice was also dressed up as Brie Bella, and The Miz came in on his knees wearing a fake-looking beard and whatnot, imitating Daniel Bryan as well. They were just so funny, like doing these imitations. I mean, if there was true heat to really bring out in a feud, it was definitely between these two pairings. Because at first, when the rumors of this feud happening, I'm just like, for WrestleMania, really? And then, of course, I heard there could be rumors for Cena and Nikki, getting engaged. I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess so, but it's not going to be anything too exciting. They knocked it out of the ballpark with this. Miz and Maurice, obviously a married couple, successful in their own ways, just attacking John Cena and Nikki Bella for everything they don't have. Nikki Bella for not having this. Well, imagine I have a ring on my finger, having this, and of course them not having kids yet, or the fact that they don't have a big structured set of rules like John Cena, ripping them to shreds in all these segments. And of course, continuing to attack Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella as well, because the Miz's love doing that and, making Daniel Bryan wish that he could punch Miz in the face, which he does that so many times these days, which feels awesome because now the Miz is the 2-minute man. And I'm pretty sure me talking about these segments have gone longer than 2 minutes. But yeah, these segments were just so funny. I think it's some of the best work that The Miz ever did. And of course, this also brings me to an honorable mention. I was this close putting this on the list, but because I didn't want to pretty much repeat the whole Total Bellas bullshit stuff, and of course, I'll give away what my number one was going to be. Another one of my favorite segments on SmackDown was the Go Home show before WrestleMania. and it was a Miz TV segment, I think it was. And John Cena, well, actually, first off, when this feud first started, Maurice slapping Cena across the face, he's like, "You just made the biggest mistake of your life," which was what got started. I still like that moment. I thought that moment was funny also, way it happened. But anyways, the go home show where, like, you know, Cena's firing everything back at the Miz. He's like, yeah, I mean, I have this, but at least I don't do this and this and this. It's like the Miz had troop and Cena kept just like one-upping him, like even stronger than the Miz was. And of course, my favorite part was, oh, and by the way, this is before Maurice was pregnant with Monroe Sky. And by the way, you're getting on Nicole for not having any kids. You guys been married for how many years now, huh? And how many kids do you have? Oh, that's right, 0. Were you firing blanks down there, sport? And he ball taps the Miz. I barked out when that happened. I cracked up. That was mixed in with the Total Bella stuff. Some of the funniest stuff I've probably seen in my years of watching wrestling, in my opinion. That stuff that makes you laugh out of your pants. Not that some segment, remember back in 2015 involving Roman Reigns saying "suffering succotash," Jack and the Beanstalk, all those stupid little fairy tales faster than the speed of like boom or bam, whatever Ricky says. Just all that garbage. Yeah, who would want to talk about that on this stream, you know? But guys, yes, that is it. That is my top 10 SmackDown moments of all time. I'll read my list one more time before I check the live chat. And yes, I will be honest and say I did that whole thing with Roman Reigns and suffering succotash on purpose. I literally was driving my car and I'm thinking, you know what? I gotta bring in a little bit, spice up a little bit tonight. So I had to literally pull out my old Roman Reigns shirt that I had not worn in a long time. And, you know, spice it up and imitate that promo, because I can say that promo word for word in my sleep. Well, 1 or 2 words I probably got mixed up, but I still had to do it. But my list for top 10 SmackDown moments. Number 10, Charlotte winning the title and Ric Flair returning in 2017 from his sickness. Number 9, Undertaker and the Shield feud in 2013. Number 8 was Edge cashing on Taker in 2007. Number 7 was CM Punk shooting on Jeff Hardy's drug issues. Excuse me. Number 6, John Cena's debut in 2002. Number 5 was remembering Eddie Guerrero in 2005. Number 4 was Angle versus Lesnar in the Iron Man match in 2003. Number 3 was AJ, Dean, and Cena all firing shots at each other in 2016. Number 2 is Daniel Bryan's return in 2018. And number 1, was the Total Bellas bullshit lost footage. That, my friends, is my top 10 SmackDown moments of all time. And of course, add in suffering succotash. Nah, I'm just kidding. Of course, we'll check live chat again. Next week's stream will be my top 10 women's matches of all time. I'll get that out there right there for that. The following week will be my top 10 women's wrestlers of all time. And a bonus topic I will surprise you guys. And I'm going to go all out for it. Well, not get too mature, but I'm going all out with it. The cuffs are coming off demand that night, if I could say that. So let's see here. Let's see here what we're going to do. Let's see here. Any favorite segments from Fashion Files? Fashion Files did have some good segments for sure. I'm trying to remember. Well, I remember day 1 is H stuff. The Uggos called them. A couple other ones, but of course the Fashion Files segments just led to absolutely nothing. They were entertaining, but then I got bored of them after Battleground when the case was supposed to be concluded there, but it didn't, and it just dragged on and on and on. Who attacked them in the end? They could have said it was the Bludgeon Brothers. Could have been the Office of Pain. I don't know. I didn't get it. And of course, as Rob says, they're playing patty cake with the Ascension. Nice wardrobe change, brother. And he's got Donkey Dong for brains. Really, Reigns is your top choice. She respects Roman, but it's definitely not close. Again, he was not my top choice. I just had to do that just for shits and giggles, just for the hell of it. Great stream. Gotta go walk the dogs. See you later. She was worried that Roman was my top. Nah, I was not. She liked the top 3. She said, see you Monday. Roman Reigns, he had magic beans. Yeah, of course, yeah, we can forget about that. Shawn Michaels mocking Undertaker 2009 around WrestleMania 25. Ah, yes. I've seen that segment in highlights. I forgot about that one. I didn't know that happened on SmackDown, but that definitely is an honorable mention. Stone Cold assaulting Booker T in a grocery store, price check on a jackass. I've seen that. I've seen like that in several other lists, but I haven't seen that actual segment. But I definitely want to check that one out. Brock and Big Show collapsing the ring in 2003. Yes, that's another honorable mention. Breezy Bella. Oh, I forgot about that with the Fashion Police taking on John Cena and Nikki Bella, or I think it was a Fandango and Cena, and then Nikki Bella had a rack attack to it, which I think I remember Nikki saying, and I think it was the WrestleMania 33 special, 24 special. Pop my eardrum, man. That apparently when she did that rack attack to it on Tyler Breeze, somehow there she kind of did like re-aggravate her surgery repaired neck. So at first they thought they may have had to not have her in the match at all, WrestleMania 33, but then again, the proposal would not have. But then again, it might have been a waste of proposal anyways, because I don't know if they're still together or not. Who knows? Yeah. But thank you to Lauren and Robbie and my cousin Nick also for joining me in the live chat as always, guys. And thank you guys again for joining for this top 10 stream. Of course, I loved my rock entrance as well, and I'm looking mighty strong here. I gotta say, maybe I'll get a selfie in there for my new profile pics. I think I'm looking pretty good for this. Throw the shades back on. Let's say, yeah, I think I might as well go with that. Who knows? Yeah. But guys, yes, thank you once again for joining in for this special stream. Again, next week will be my top 10 women's matches of all time. I'm going to play some Shabs 3000, hopefully wrapped up this weekend. Probably sometime next week, I will start working on the Tommaso Ciampa No One Will Survive fan-made music videos, so stay tuned for that as well. And as always, I'll get my plug out for my good friend Robbie Kilby live chat here. Robbie is always, pitching great ideas for fantasy booking ideas. He's mentioned a few others to me recently. Again, I know he's been busy with other stuff, but whenever he has the time, please get your butt back onto the YouTube, Robbie, and definitely pitch some more ideas because we want to get you into the WWE and be a head writer. Knock Road Dogg and Triple H, well, not Triple H. Knock Road Dogg and Vince McMahon. I'll knock their asses out of their chairs, have you and Triple H sit down there, and you guys write the glorious writings you guys could come up with as well. So if you like what you see on Robbie's channel, please get hashtag Please Sign Robbie trending on Twitter as always. Fantasy booking for Evolution coming soon. That is awesome. But yes, I'm checking out again. Robbie, Lauren, Nick, thank you guys for joining me in the live chat. So until guys, of course, I will update the title saying top 10 SmackDown moments of all time. That's just top SmackDown moments. So leave your favorite SmackDown moments down in the comment section below. As always, slap like on the video. Be sure to click my like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBody3. And guys, I am checking out. I will see you guys all later. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. And peace out, everybody. Because if you smell what The Rock is cooking.